Welcome to Happy Learning class. Our topic for this class is based on spending money wisely, which is wise buying and spending. Financial education is important. That is why you must be taught about money and spending at an early age so that when you grow up, you will know the value of things and not just the price. So sit back and learn more. Habits of saving. Has it ever occurred to you that it is good to form an habit of saving? Let's find out. Bola is fond of spending all her money on ice cream and chocolates. One day, her mom asked her, Bola, where is the money Uncle Sam gave you yesterday? Bola replied, I used to buy an ice cream. Why? Asked her mom. Is it not better for you to save the money? Bola confused. She asked, Mom, is it important for me to save my money? Yes, her mom replied. Money is infinite and it is important to make wise choices because once you spend the money you have, you don't have more to spend. Bola mommy is definitely right. It is good to form the habit of saving. Remember, once the money is spent, it is gone. You don't get it back, and there isn't more money around the corner for them to just go and get. So, you need to understand the value of earning a naira. Most question you kids often ask is, what should I be doing with the money? How can I keep the track of the money? How much should I be spending, saving, and giving? All these questions will be answered in our topic for today. Let's begin with this. What is income? Income is the amount of money available to meet needs. Other resources can be available to meet needs. Also, for an household individual, income is the sum of all the wages, salaries, profits, interest, payments, rents, and other forms of earning received in a given period of time. It is important to learn how to spend money wisely, as this will help to ensure that income is spent on the satisfaction of pressing needs rather than on wants. Sources of an income. Where does income comes from? Income is what is earned or received in a given period. There are various terms for income because there are various ways of earning income. The sources of income include salaries, allowance, pocket money, cash gifts, rents, wages, interest, and bonuses from investments. Let's learn them. Let's look at them one by one. What is salary? Salaries are fixed amounts of money paid to worker regularly. Most workers in a government service are on salaries. Most private companies also pay salaries. Salaries are usually paid monthly. So salary being part of sources of an income is what? They are fixed amounts of money that are paid to worker regularly. Now let's find out wages. What do we mean by wages? Wages are money paid to casual workers for work done. Wages are usually calculated on the basis of work done or hour put into the job. Wages can be paid daily, weekly, or monthly, like bricklayers and other such worker and on wages. Wages is also usually earned by unskilled or semi worker. Now let's take the look at both the wages and salary again. I said salaries are fixed amount of money paid to worker regularly, while wages are money paid to casual workers for work done. And wages can be paid daily, weekly, or monthly. Allowance and pocket money. Allowance, this is the money given to children, especially those in school, by the parents or relations for feeding or buying things they need. Sometimes husbands do give their wives feeding allowance, and this is given weekly or monthly. While pocket money is what is the source of income and is the money given to children to buy what they need, which could be weekly or monthly. It is expected that this money should be spent wisely. Let's take a look at both of them again. Allowance is the money given to children for what? For feeding or to buy things that they want, especially those that are in schools. And while pocket money is also money given to children to buy whatever they need weekly or monthly. Money earned from odd job and gifts. These are other sources of income. Now, money earned from odd job. This is money earned from job that children do during weekends or holiday, like cleaning homes for people, babysitting, fetching water, washing plates, and so on, especially on Saturday. So that is the meaning of money earned from all jobs. So that is just a job that children do during weekends or holiday. Why gifts? This is the money given to us from friends or relations when we visit or those one that visit us. Now we use such money to buy things we need. Sometimes when we go to school, we spend some of this money or when we visit people on holiday, so we can be giving some money while returning. This I refers to as gifts. I come again. Gift is money given to the children from friends or relatives, those that come to visit you or those people that you visited, and you can use such money to buy the things that you need. Sometimes when you go to spend holidays with some people, we can also be giving some money when returning. So all these are referred to as gifts. When money earned from odd job is the job that the children do during weekends or holidays. Don't forget, we talked about the sources of income, that is salaries, wages, allowance, pocket money, gifts, and money earned from odd job. These are all the sources of income. What is budgeting? Haven't you heard your parents saying from time to time that the toy or a dress that you really want is not in the budget? What exactly does it mean? Sometimes you heard grown-ups saying that the new budget for the country this new year has been decided by the government. What does it all mean? Here is the thing. Budgeting means the process of planning how to spend money. Or simply put, budget is how much you earn and how much you spend. Budgeting is the process of planning how to spend money. It is an estimate of an income and expenses. So, when parents say that a toy or a dress is not in the budget, it means that they have not set aside so much money for buying that things beforehand. So you should know that money should never be wasted and should be used for meaningful expenses. I hope by now you know what we mean by budgeting. So budgeting means a process of planning how to what to spend money. What little money that you have with you should be able to make a plan. And when you are making a plan with it, you should be able to make a plan that is wisely. Steps to be considered in budgeting. The following steps should be considered, and they are: one, write out your needs. That is when you are planning. We said that budgeting is the process of planning how to spend money. So the first thing you should do is what? Write out your needs. That is things you cannot do without. Two, then you need to go and find out the cost of each. Three, check the amount of money. If it can buy all you need, fine. If not, buy the very important needs and then you can postpone the rest until you have more money for them. Four, you can also make a list of your wants till there will be enough money to do the buying. Finally, if the money at hand is not enough to buy all your needs, sit down and think of all the things that can wait so that you can take care of them later. Remember, it is good to form the habit of saving part of your money you get through allowance, gifts, and pocket money. Advantages of spending money wisely, which means what are the benefits of spending money wisely? Now, if you are decided, oh, I've decided from now on, I'm going to make sure that I spend my money wisely. What are the benefits? Number one, it ensures that income is spent on the necessary things instead of less important things. Two, it helps you to build trust and confidence in your ability. And finally, it helps you to meet your goals and improve the standard of living well. So you can see all the benefits of spending money wisely. It is important to plan and spend income wisely, no matter how big or little you have. How to spend money wisely. How do I spend my money wisely? We have two factors that determines how to spend money wisely. The first one is wants and the second one is needs. So these are the two factors that determine how to spend money wisely, wants and needs. Now, wants are those things that you wish you can have at a particular time. Want are things that we have or we would like to have or to simply enjoy. That is what we mean by wants. While needs are those things that you desire that are necessary at a particular time, or needs are things that we must have in order to what? To survive. So you can see the difference between the two now. Wants are those things that you wish you can have at a particular time, while need are those things you desire that are necessary at a particular time. The difference between wants and needs is that wants are many, and many of them are not necessary or affordable. But needs are those things or are those wants which are necessary for you to have at a particular time. You might not need to satisfy all your wants, but you usually make a conscious effort to satisfy your needs. Now, here are some examples on how to spend money wisely. Now is what you can do. I'll give you some an example. Now, the first thing you can do is that you make a list of the things to be bought. Make a list of the things. Second, make sure that the buying is carried out in a big market where a lot of items are sold and check prices, where a lot of sellers are located. Then check the quantities of the things you want to buy by feeling the size, the weight, and the brand. One thing you must put into consideration is that the brand, beware of imitation. Always price an article well before you go for it in at least three stores to be confirm the actual price. We have been learning on how to spend money wisely. Now, when it comes to food item, what do you do? Let's find out ways of reducing cost of food items. The ways of what? Of reducing cost of food items. How do you go about it? There are two ways to reduce the cost of food item. The first one is buying in bulk, and the second one is buying in season. I repeat, buying in bulk and buying in season. Now let's look at the meaning of or what do we mean by buying in bulk? Buying in bulk means buying items in a large quantities. That is buying in food items or buying things in a large quantity. When one buys in a large quantity, the items cost less. This is because when one buys in bulk, the item are sold at the cost and it will be sold to the retailer. The retailer will add the money that is supposed to be the gain so as to know how much to sell when you buy from retailer. So you pay for the cost of the good plus the retailer profits. So that is what it means by buying in bulk. So when you buy food items in a large quantity, you are going to reduce the cost of food item. Now the second one is buying in season. Now, when you buy food in season, what does it mean when you buy food in season? Buying it in season is another way to save money, and it means when buying items, especially food, when they are in the season. Being in season means when food items are being harvested and they can be found in large quantity with many people. Usually, food items in season are bought at the cheaper prices than when they are out of season. Now, when we look at, for example, when we have the season of yam, corn, so when there's a season of yam, you are going to get the price at the lower price. So when you buy in season, it also helps to reduce the cost of food item because you are going to have many of such items in large quantity. So food item in season could be bought in bulk and stored to be used out of season. Let's find out the advantages of buying in bulk. What are the advantages of buying in bulk? Now, when you buy items in bulk, you save money. Now, the money is saved for what? For the transport to go to the market each time small quantities are bought. So, when you buy things in bulk, it enable you to save money. Also, time for going to the market is also saved, and energy for going to the market is also saved. So, these are the advantages of buying in bulk. Now, before one thinks of buying, you should consider the following factor. Can you finish using the bulk item brought before it gets spoiled? You need to consider that. I dare people to share with you that you need to consider all these things before you buy food in large quantity. If all the money on earth is spent on buying some items in bulk, will there be enough money to buy other items needed? Is there an adequate storage for the bulk items bought? So all these things are need to consider before you decided to go to the market and buy food in bulk. We have come to the end of the lesson. Hope you enjoy yourself. Knowing how to spend money wisely help you to set goal for yourself. Remember, if you know how to work for money, you will learn pride and self respect. If you know how to save it, you will learn security and self worth. And if you know how to be generous with it, you will learn love. Till then, keep saving, keep learning. Bye.